Hi, everyone. This is Sasha with the LTRC. Thank you for joining us for July 2021, the new changes to Google reviews this month, with our sponsor Kenect as part of the LTRC Industry Insights series held every Wednesday. Our speaker today is McKay Allen. McKay is the VP of Marketing at Kenect. Kenect is the text messaging platform for more than 3,000 law firms throughout the US and Canada. It allows law firms to send and receive text messages from their business phone number, request Google reviews via text, conduct video chats, text with clients, streamline intake, and even generate more leads. McKay lives in Salt Lake City with his wife and 2 children. Thank you all for joining us. We'll now begin the webinar.
Awesome, thanks Sasha. I'm going to share my screen here and we'll get started. I hope you can see the screen there. And there we go. All right, well, thanks everybody for jumping on. Appreciate it. My name is McKay Allen. I'm on the marketing team at Kenect. I think this is our 3rd webinar that the ABA and Sasha have hosted. We're grateful for their partnership and taking such valuable time out of their schedule to host, and then also to each of you for jumping on today as well. Today we're going to talk about some of the changes that Google has made to their reviews platform and to the Google My Business area in the last couple of months. July has been kind of a quiet month for their changes. May and June were pretty big months for some changes that Google made. July has been quieter, and we anticipate things ramping back up in terms of the changes Google is making. So in terms of the format we'll follow today, we'll try to keep this at about 30-35 minutes, let you get back to the rest of your day. But what we'll do is we'll spend about 5 minutes just telling you who Kenect is, what we do, so you have some context. Then we will dive into kind of a baseline reviews discussion so you can understand what reviews are, why they're important, and then we'll talk about these changes and how to get more reviews as well. So that's the format we'll follow today. I would suggest if you have any questions or comments at all, please ask those questions. Go to that little Q&A area and you can ask questions. I can see those. And then at the end, Sasha and I will go through those questions. So please ask questions there. Just type them in and we'd be happy to address them. So with that, let's get started. First of all, who is Kenect? Who are we? What do we do? So we're based outside of Salt Lake City in an area called the Silicon Slopes. We're a text messaging platform built for law firms throughout North America. So essentially, what we allow you to do is keep your main law firm phone number, but still receive phone calls like you do now, but also receive text messages. Now, we essentially make that main number textable. Now, you don't need like a new cell phone or a different computer or something to do this. We simply allow you to log into Kenect on any device, anywhere in the world, with a simple login, and you can send and receive text messages to and from your main law firm phone number. This allows you to communicate really efficiently and effectively with customers, generate new leads, conduct video consultations, and then drive online reviews as well. We're integrated with the leading case management systems in the legal industry. So we're integrated with these platforms that allow you to sync contacts back and forth, to trigger messages that could be sent automatically with Kenect. So if you're using one of these case management platforms, there's a really robust integration that's built. We're also working on 2 others at the moment that are not on this list and improving these all the time. The other question we get a lot is, do I have to use one of these in order to use Kenect? Absolutely not. We're just pointing out that we have those integrations built, but you can use Kenect as a standalone service as well. We have almost 4,000 clients now. I should have changed this slide, and adding hundreds more every single month. So it's a really robust tool and a great tool for law firms. Okay, how do we do it? 2-way text messaging for your law firm so you can stop giving out your personal cell number. Every attorney I have ever talked to has a horror story with giving out their personal cell number. They see the benefit of texting, but you have no interest, desire to give out your personal cell number. You can also generate web leads straight from your website. So easily allowing people to message you by just putting a text us button on your website, which allows them to text you in real time. And then also video chat for virtual consultations and then online review generation. Texting is simply the best way to communicate with your clients and the best way to generate reviews and get new leads. Now, why do your clients prefer text messaging? So it's pretty simple. 89% of consumers say they would prefer to interact with a business with text messaging rather than a phone call. 98% of all text messages are opened. 96% of clients say phone calls are disruptive. Now, here's the interesting part about that. Statistics aside, texting is just the way people communicate in today's day and age. I would bet half of you on this call are texting somebody right now. And I'm totally cool with that. I'm not hurt or offended in any way, because texting is the greatest way to communicate that I think's ever existed, because it's so simple, right? You can be doing something else while you're texting. And think about that in context of not having to play phone tag with a client or them getting frustrated because they can't reach you. With texting, you can always reach them. They'll always see it. They'll always read it. They'll always reply. And the same goes for you. It is just much less difficult for clients to communicate with you with texting than it was with a phone call. And that's why they prefer it to such a great degree. Anything that 89% of people agree on in America is probably pretty good. Okay, this is how it works. You log into the Kenect texting inbox and you can immediately send and receive text messages to and from this inbox. This is going to use your phone number, and you can send and receive text messages to and from your clients directly from this inbox just by logging in on any device. We also have a mobile app that allows you to download it on your smartphone, again, on your personal device. And then you click into the mobile app and you can send and receive text messages in that mobile app. You can assign leads to other people on your team. You can respond to people. You can even request reviews, send photos, videos, attachments, do live videos, request payments, even do quick replies and templated replies as well. So it's really robust, really powerful, really easy to use from your main firm phone number as well. I mentioned video chat. Let me just hit that for a second before we jump into reviews. While you're texting somebody, you can simply send them a link and you get a link as well. You both click on it and you're doing a live video chat. A lot of firms are using this for the initial consultations as they conduct intake. It's a really great way to do it, so you don't have to send a calendar invite with a link to Zoom or something else. So no additional software required. You can do live video chats while you're texting in line with the text conversation you're already having. Top 8 ways firms use Kenect. Most firms initially sign up with Kenect because of intake process. It allows them to validate cases really efficiently. They can send updates. They can video chat. They can do online reviews. They can send photos, videos, PDFs, attachments, DocuSigns, things like that. So it's a really robust tool and a great way to engage with your clients. Okay, let's dive in and learn a little bit more about reviews. A couple quick questions that we're getting before we jump into reviews. So Brandon asks, can you set up notifications, email, etc., to let you know that you received the text? Yes. You can actually receive email notifications or even text notifications to let you know that you've received the text in your app. So it just depends on how you want to set it up, 100%. One attendee asked, does Kenect hold text messages for more than 24 hours? Yes. You can see the full conversation history within Kenect. And that also can go into your case management system. So you can just log into Clio, for example, and see that same text message thread. Carol asked, what about security? Similar as email, right? It's just about giving access to who you want to give access to and who you're able to. And just like you'd have similar, not letting everybody on a phone conversation or see the email thread, same thing would apply with text. Okay, let's talk about reviews, and keep the questions coming. That's great. I love that. So Google reviews overview and June changes. So what are reviews? I'm going to make an argument that Google reviews are the single most important marketing activity you can engage in. Getting Google reviews are the single most important thing you can do to market your firm. It's more important than having a fancy website. It's more important than doing pay-per-click ads or having a great Facebook page or doing radio ads or having billboards. It is the single most important marketing activity you can engage in, and I'll tell you why in a second. I'll make that argument. So clients, or really anyone using Google, can review your business and leave a star rating. Anybody who's using Gmail can leave a review. These reviews can be just star ratings or they can be long or short. And Google does nothing to verify or ensure that they are your actual client. So I have never been your client, any of you attorneys on this call, but I could leave a review. So just keep that in mind. Why do reviews matter? They matter because your clients care about them. So 93% of legal clients say they use reviews as the first step in choosing a law firm. 91% say they trust online reviews as much as they would trust a personal recommendation. Online reviews are the new word of mouth. I love that. Now, here's the interesting thing. If we would have done this webinar, say, I don't know, like 5 years ago, we would have seen these numbers in like the 58% range or 61% range. That's how much it has changed. 4 or 5 years ago, these numbers would have been a lot lower. Clients depend on reviews now more than ever. That's the first reason they matter. The second reason is because they matter to Google. Google determines the order in which firms appear based on their ratings and reviews. Let me say that again. Google determines the order, the ranking order of law firms based on the ratings and reviews. So if you have a lot of reviews and your ratings are good, you will be higher than those who aren't. Now, why does that matter? It matters because, sorry, I went the wrong way. The top listing receives around 50% of the total clicks, and the top 4 receive around 98% of the clicks. So if you're not in the top 4 or the top 1, you simply will not get clicked. That's why I say Google reviews matter more than anything else. Now, there are other review platforms. There's Yelp, there's Facebook, there's Avo, there's all these other tools. They're all great. But here's the thing. If I need an attorney, I'm not going to Facebook first. I'm going to Google. And so is 96% of people in the US. So that's why Google matters most. And that's why I think it's the most important marketing activity you can engage in, is getting more Google reviews. Now, why does Google care so much about these reviews? Why do they put so much stock in it, so much weight in it? The reason's pretty simple. They have one job, and that is to produce the result that the searcher would like to see. The searcher, Google cares about pleasing the person searching and giving them the result that they believe they would most likely want to see. So how do they determine that? They determine that for businesses by giving them what they believe are the best businesses. And the only way Google knows to tell if something's the best business is by what people are saying about that business. So that's why they care about the reviews so much. They want to give them the best possible experience. Okay, so to that end, Google's constantly tweaking the Google My Business area and the reviews area. So let's look at what they're tweaking. So Google My Business, this was a change that they made in May, allows reviewers now to enter the date they interacted with a business. Now, this is different and new, likely because of COVID. They made these changes where people were saying, oh, this firm's not very good at communicating. But in reality, it was just something that happened in March of 2020. So Google added the ability to leave the date in which you interacted with the business. They've also started testing a new local finder for services business, specifically law firms. So the version on the right is what we've seen for a long time, which is the maps. And they're still rolling this out. They're still making that available to most companies right now, but they are testing the version on the left that does not have a map. Now, later you're going to see that they're also testing a version that has even a bigger map. And you'll see this with Google a lot. They will run tests that are very different. They will run 30 tests at a time and pull one out that did better. So keep in mind, just because they're testing something doesn't mean they're going to roll it to everybody, but it does mean they're looking at it and seriously considering it. So they are looking at that version on the left and appear to be testing it, excuse me. Google is also highlighting businesses that are posting replies and photos more. Now, you're going to have a harder time at a law firm than they do at restaurants. And I should say, the reason you're seeing a lot of these tests start with restaurants is just because of the volume and the throughput. If Google's trying to get a lot of statistically significant data in a short period of time, they're going to roll these tests out to restaurants first, because you're going to get hundreds of people through there a day, as opposed to 6 people through there a day at a law firm, right? So a lot of their tests will start with restaurants so they learn more quickly. So that's why you're seeing a lot of these examples are restaurant focused. Anyway, they are highlighting, and it appears to be prioritizing, businesses that are replying to reviews and more frequently adding pictures to their Google My Business page. So at a law firm, that's harder than a restaurant, but you still can do that. You can reply to everything, obviously. But additionally, you can add pictures to a lot of things, right? You can take a picture of your building, of your attorneys, of your team, of your office, of your lobby, of you guys having lunch and laughing and having a good time. You can even take pictures of clients when they're happy. Like, you can do a lot of stuff. And if you do that, Google has made a change to where they are now not only highlighting businesses that do that, but it appears to be prioritizing businesses that do that. Google's also starting to highlight new reviews. Now, they've also always put new reviews at the top. They are now, it appears, adding that new button there. Now, that may not look like a big deal, but I do think it goes to show what Google's thinking here. They're trying to highlight, prioritize, incentivize businesses that are getting new and constant new reviews. So that's why they're adding the button. That's why they're putting it at the top. Additionally, they've launched a new tool to help users more easily report a review. So on your Google My Business page, you go to Google My Business Help, click on Manage Your Reviews, and you can easily report a problem. One of the biggest complaints Google's had for a long time is that it's very difficult to report a bad review and get to the bottom of what's going on. It's important to note how to report a problem with Google reviews. So keep that in mind. It's a lot easier now to report reviews than it ever has been. Also know that doesn't necessarily mean Google is going to be more amenable to taking reviews down. They still don't want to do that. And they don't appear to really want to do that ever. It's about 92% of the time where they refuse to take things down, but it is a lot easier to report them. All right, this one I think is one of the two most important changes that have been made recently. So Google is testing adding something called sentiment in their Google My Business listings. Punctuality, quality, and responsiveness are highlighted. Essentially what this means is they are pulling out of the reviews a score, a grade, if you will, for these three categories. And they're highlighting it at the very top of the listing. So I think what they're doing here is trying to highlight important things that may matter to a searcher so they don't have to dig through reviews to understand how punctual a business is. It'll just pop up. This is really important to focus on as a law firm. Punctuality is obvious. People get frustrated if you're late. Quality is obvious. You've got to be good at your job. Responsiveness is the one that surprised me up there. The number one cause of negative Google reviews is poor communication. People get really frustrated if you're not responsive. Now, we're biased, I admit it, but we believe texting is the best way to respond and respond effectively and quickly to people when they're trying to communicate with your business. And they get very frustrated if you're not responsive. I think for better and worse, things like Amazon and Google have trained us to demand instant communication from businesses. We need instant search results. We need to instantly order a product and have it drone delivered to our house in an hour. And the same thing's true when you're interacting with a law firm. If you're a client or a prospective client and you're messaging a law firm to ask a question and considering paying them thousands of dollars to represent you, and they don't reply for an hour, 2 hours the next day, that's an issue. And so you will get dinged with reviews and you will get dinged by not having as many customers. Okay, this one's a small change, but it's kind of interesting. Previously, the featured reviews were apparently random. So you've seen these 3 reviews, they'll sometimes show at the top when you search for a business. Previously, it appeared that those were random. Now it appears that they are choosing those based on keywords in the review itself. So again, not a huge change, but if everybody's mentioning how you're not punctual or how you are punctual, that's going to pop up in those example reviews. All right, this might be the biggest single change that they've rolled out. What they're now doing is they're testing, again with restaurants, because they can get a lot more data in real time. They are testing showing the rating average for businesses on Google Maps. The other thing that they're testing is automatically with Google driving directions, sending people to a business that has the highest reviews in the same geographic area. So Google is now not only showing more data around ratings, which is a big deal in and of itself, but they now appear to be routing people using Google directions using Google Maps when they put in drive to this place to the business that has the highest rating within the area. That is crazy. Like, that is a big deal, and it's something that dramatically changes the local business landscape. Now, is it going to impact law firms as much as it's going to impact, restaurants? No, but you are going to have customers that see this map, and it becomes more obvious that you're 4.2 stars than the law firm that's, 2 streets over that's 5.0. So keep that in mind. Upcoming changes, these haven't happened yet, so I can't say this with confidence, but these are rumored, I should say. I probably shouldn't say upcoming, I should say rumored. So first, it appears that Google is going to focus more on video. That means you'll have more chances to post video on Google My Business pages. It also means that you'll likely be able to, your clients rather, will be able to post video reviews. That's a big deal. They're also placing more prominence on thoughtful reviews. In the past, Google would focus, treat basically every review the same, whether it was long, short, 1 sentence, or 3 paragraphs. Now it appears they're placing more prominence and importance on longer, thoughtful reviews. Okay, what do potential clients want to see in your reviews? And I see all the questions coming in. I see Michael, I see yours, I see Charles, Carol's, I see everybody. So I will hit them, I promise. What potential clients want to see in your reviews? So I'll focus on a couple here. They want to see quantity. You've got to have at least 50. Now I hear some firms saying, gosh, we only have 12 clients a year. We're a small firm. That's fine. Do your best. Do your best. Make sure you're focusing on getting the reviews you can. But Google does start to take you more seriously at about 50. The other thing to focus here on is recency. Most clients disregard old reviews. Google also, as we saw, is prioritizing firms that constantly have new reviews. So what this means is, don't do the thing that seems to be the simplest, which is, okay, in August, we're going to have a giant push for reviews, and we're going to go get all these reviews and get 100 reviews, and you're going to have your kids and their friends at high school get reviews for you. Don't do that. It won't work. And in 90 days, you have the same problem you do now, which is not enough reviews. So instead of getting 100 reviews in August, get 10 in August, and 10 in September, and 10 in October, and on and on and on. That's the better process. All right, steps for review gathering. Number 1 is have an internal process. Now, if you were to go, let's say you've got 10 employees total at your firm. If you were to go to those 10 folks and say, hey, what's our process to generate reviews? I would bet you that 8 of them would have no idea what you were really talking about, and 2 of them would give you varying answers. What we're recommending is you have a formal written process to get reviews. Write the process down. Determine who you ask. Do you ask everybody? Just the clients that you know love you? When do you ask? Do you ask when the case is over but before they've paid you? Do you ask after everything's done and after you've received payment? Or do you ask during the process, sometime during the case management process, when you've had a really positive meeting or a great hearing and you know that they like you? How do you ask? Do you text? Do you email? Do you ask in person? What's your process? Second is have an internal owner. Make sure someone is in charge of getting reviews. If you do not have somebody in charge of getting reviews, it won't work. This doesn't mean that this is someone's full-time job. That's not what I'm suggesting. But if you are large enough to have a marketing person, that person should be in charge of it. If you're not, then have an office manager, receptionist do it. Or have a partner, or have somebody who's a paralegal who's passionate about it and you think can figure it out. Doesn't matter. Just have somebody who owns it. If you don't have somebody who owns it, it won't work. And then also pay that person. I don't care what their job is. Everybody could use an extra $500 a month. So say to them, hey, look, if you get 10 reviews every month, we'll give you an extra $500 bonus. Do that and you will get reviews. And then finally is use texting, not email. Firms who email to get reviews about 1 to 2% of the time. That's what the data says. So if you're emailing, you're going to get reviews about 1 to 2% of the time. But if you ask with a text message, you will get reviews 35 to 45% of the time. That's a big difference. And it matters a lot when you're talking about a few hundred clients or a few dozen clients a year. Now, how does it work with texting? So while you're using Connect, I showed you the inbox before. You simply click on request a review. It sends a message that is pre-built. We help you build it. It's got your logo. It's got your business name. It's got a template that you help us write and we help you write. You can have multiple of these. They click on it. They then click on the site to leave a review. They leave the review. They do that. You're going to get 35 times more reviews than you've been getting. So take control. Don't let angry clients determine your online reputation. It is so important that you don't let the 4 people a year that hate you and think you're dumb sink your business. You have to counteract those 4 crazy cranky pants people by going and getting 80 good reviews, 40 good reviews, 30 good reviews, whatever the right number is for your firm. You have to take control. You cannot allow your business to slip away because some people don't like you. Go get positive reviews. Number 2, build a repeatable process. We talked about that. Find a point in your process where you can ask a happy client for a review and make sure you have an owner for that process. Number 3, use text messaging, not email. It is just infinitely more effective. And keep in mind, that's just one of the reasons firms use Connect, but it's an important one. And then finally, start marketing. Always respond to reviews, use the reviews in your marketing, use them on your billboards, in your radio ads, on your Facebook page, on your website. Okay, let's talk through this case study and then I'll take all of your questions. So this is a law firm called Carey, Leisure and Neal. They're based in Tampa. They're a Connect customer. They started using Connect to help with their intake process, to streamline intake. That's how a lot of firms start. But now they've realized Connect has solved a lot of problems for them. They're using it throughout their firm. So they initially wanted it to help with their intake, to streamline intake, to make getting the data easier, getting the contact information easier, doing video consultations. Then they realized, oh, wait, it does video chat. Oh, wait, it does reviews. Oh, wait, it helps us communicate with existing clients, past clients, future clients. You can live respond to all messages, automate responses to messages. So they've now started using it across their firm. So if you're interested in learning more about Connect, you can text us or call us at that number, and we'd love to do a demo with you. It takes 30, 40, 45 minutes, something like that. See if it works for your firm. It's a great tool. We're adding 50 to 60 law firms every single month. We'd love to add you as well.
Great, thank you, McKay. That is all the time that we're going to have for today. I would like to thank our sponsor, Connect, and all of you for attending our webinar today as part of the LTRC Industry Insight Series. If you are curious about future webinars, you can go to the ABA LTRC page or follow our Twitter at LTRC. One more time, thank you to McKay for presenting today. You can keep up with Connect at GoConnect on Twitter or Connect.com. We will now conclude the webinar. Thanks, everyone. Bye.